Another week, another stack of brand new releases hitting your favorite streaming platforms. From blockbuster movies to must-watch TV series, there's plenty of fresh content to keep you glued to the screen. In today's countdown, we're breaking down the top 10 movies and TV shows released this week. Whether you're in the mood for action, mystery, drama, or a binge-worthy series, we've got you covered. So grab your snacks, settle in, and let's jump right into the best new releases you don't want to miss this week. Number 10. Wayward is an 8-episode mystery thriller limited series created by Mae Martin, set in the unnerving small town of Tall Pines, Vermont. The story begins when two teenage girls, Abby and Layla, are sent to a seemingly therapeutic facility for troubled teens, but they soon discover that the institute is hiding sinister and manipulative practices. A newly relocated police officer, Alex Dempsey, played by Martin, and his pregnant wife Laura move into Tall Pines and slowly become entangled in the institution's dark network. As Alex investigates a missing teen case, he uncovers disturbing secrets about the school's founder, Evelyn Wade, Toni Collette, who exerts cult-like control over students, staff, and the town. The narrative weaves between the perspectives of the teens trying to escape and the couple trying to untangle Tall Pines' conspiracies, exploring themes of power, trauma, and identity. The series ends on an ambiguous but haunting note, leaving some characters escaping while others remain bound to the mechanisms of control. You can watch Wayward on Netflix. Number 9. The Guest. The Guest is a Colombian psychological thriller/drama series that premieres on Netflix on September 24, 2025. The plot centers on Sylvia, whose marriage to Lorenzo, a politician running for attorney general, is crumbling under the weight of his infidelity, her discomfort, and deeper secrets. When Sonia, a mysterious friend from Sylvia's past, unexpectedly shows up at their home, her presence throws the household into turmoil and forces hidden conflicts to the surface. Their daughter, Isabella, also struggles with personal issues, including addiction, which adds more tension and vulnerability to the family's crack. As the series unfolds over its 20 episodes, transformations, betrayals, and motives of power and revenge are revealed, shifting the balance of control inside the home. The narrative explores themes of manipulation, obsession, secrets, and destabilization of a perfect life. Number 8. Marvel Zombies. In an alternate timeline spun off from What If, a mysterious virus from the quantum realm has turned many of Earth's superheroes, including the Avengers, into ravenous, superpowered zombies. The series follows a small band of surviving heroes and allies, such as Kamala Khan, Ms. Marvel, Shang-Chi, Blade Knight, and others, as they traverse a ruined world in search of a cure or a way to end the undead plague. But the infected heroes aren't ordinary zombies. Their corrupted powers make them far more dangerous, and familiar alliances and identities are twisted in horrifying ways. As the survivors push deeper into enemy territory, they confront betrayal, desperate moral choices, and the reality that not all of their former allies can be saved. The show leans heavily into horror, gore, and dark themes. It's Marvel's first animated series to be rated TVMA, meaning it's aimed at mature audiences. The narrative builds toward a climactic confrontation with Wanda Maximoff, the Queen of the Dead, and the question of whether hope can survive in a world overrun by its own heroes. You can watch Marvel Zombies exclusively on Disney+. Number 6. The Lowdown. The Lowdown follows Lee Rabin, a scrappy Tulsa bookstore owner who also styles himself a truth storian, someone obsessed with exposing local corruption and hidden power dynamics. When Dale Washburn, scion of a politically powerful family, dies under mysterious circumstances, Lee senses a cover-up and begins digging through the Washburn family's secrets, discovering hidden letters and books and suspicious relationships. His reporting draws him into dangerous territory, dealing with violent skinheads, shady real estate developers, and threats to his own safety and family. Meanwhile, Lee struggles to be a father to his teenage daughter Frances, navigating co-parenting with his ex Samantha as his crusade pulls him away from home. The show is steeped in a neo-noir tone, mixing pulpy mystery, dark humor, and social critique, with moral ambiguities and eccentric side characters populating Tulsa's underbelly. As Lee gets closer to the truth, loyalties shift, enemies emerge from unexpected places, and he must decide how much he's willing to risk for the stories no one wants told. You can watch The Lowdown via Hulu. Number 5. Alice in Borderland. Season 3. After the dramatic conclusion of Season 2, Arisu and Usagi have settled back into the real world, married and attempting to live quietly, yet memories of the Borderland nightmares still haunt their dreams. Suddenly, Usagi disappears under mysterious circumstances, and the clues point to her being pulled back into the dangerous realm of the games. Arisu, desperate, is drawn into returning to this twisted world, confronting old foes and new players while trying to recover her. Inside the Borderland, the rules have evolved. The Joker card emerges as a looming threat, forcing survivors to face more lethal, mind-bending games, and unexpected alliances. Past decisions, betrayals, and secrets surface as Arisu and Usagi attempt not just to survive but to escape again, this time forever. The season builds toward a tense finale in which fate, sacrifice, and mystery collide, leaving their world forever changed. You can watch Alice in Borderlands Season 3 on Netflix. If you enjoyed the video and found something new to watch, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more weekly updates on the best releases. Number 4. All of You. All of You centers on two lifelong best friends, Simon and Laura, whose unspoken feelings for one another have lingered beneath years of friendship. In a near-future world where a scientific soulmate test claims to identify your one true match, Laura takes the test and is paired with someone other than Simon, which fractures their dynamic and sends them on divergent life paths. Over the following years, Laura marries, becomes a parent, and faces the complexities of balancing love, duty, and longing, while Simon wrestles with regret and the hope of reconnecting. Their lives intersect repeatedly, and each encounter forces them to question whether destiny is fixed or can be challenged. The film weaves quiet, emotional beats and sci-fi elements in a bittersweet tone, exploring whether one person can truly be your everything. In the end, choices, timing, and sacrifice play key roles in determining whether they can close the distance between them. You can watch All of You on Apple TV. Plus, number 3, The Man in My Basement. In 1990s, Sag Harbor Charles Blakey, Corey Hawkins, is on the brink of losing his ancestral home when he is approached by a strange businessman, Aniston Bennett, Willem Dafoe, who offers to rent Charles's basement for several months for a sum large enough to clear his debts. What begins as a lifeline quickly spirals into a surreal, psychological power struggle. Bennett's presence becomes increasingly invasive, and Charles finds himself confronting generational trauma, secrets embedded in his home, and racial dynamics he can't ignore. The uneasy dynamic becomes a dark puzzle, with the basement serving as both a literal and metaphorical space of control, entrapment, and reckoning. As things unravel, the boundary between host and guest blurs, and Charles is forced to examine his heritage, identity, and what he's willing to surrender to survive. The film blends gothic horror, metaphorical symbolism, and social commentary to unsettle and provoke. Number 2. Mantis. Mantis is a South Korean action thriller film set in the same Hitman universe as Kill Boksoon. The story follows Hanul, an elite assassin nicknamed Mantis, who returns from a self-imposed hiatus, only to find the underworld of contract killers in disarray. As he re-enters the fray, he confronts Jai Yi, a former fellow trainee and rival now working outside the system, and Doggo, a legendary retired killer who still holds influence in the shadows. The film explores themes of loyalty, ambition, and survival as the trio vie for control over a fragmented assassin network. With old codes broken and alliances unstable, Mantis must navigate betrayals and shifting power to reclaim or redefine his place among killers. The action is stylized and intense, with moral ambiguity and personal stakes fueling each confrontation. You can watch Mantis exclusively on Netflix. Number 1. The Fantastic Four: First Steps. The film picks up in a retro-futuristic, 1960s-inspired universe where the Fantastic Four have already operated for 4 years following a space mission that granted them powers. Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, Sue Storm, Invisible Woman, Johnny Storm, Human Torch, and Ben Grimm, The Thing, struggle to balance their roles as a family with their responsibilities as Earth's protectors. When the cosmic threat of Galactus looms over the planet and the Silver Surfer appears as his herald, the four must face their greatest challenge yet. Personal stakes also come into play. Sue is pregnant, and the fate of their child becomes interwoven with the larger cosmic conflict. Loyalties and identities are tested as alliances shift, and the team must decide how much they're willing to sacrifice to save humanity. The narrative mixes blockbuster spectacle with intimate family dynamics, positioning this as both an origin story and a stepping stone for future Marvel arcs. You can currently purchase or rent The Fantastic Four: First Steps on Prime Video as a digital movie.